So today we are going to see the demo of end-to-end of both recruitment and onboarding. So I'm gonna start with very high-level process because there are so much of slides we have for RCM only, but I'm gonna give you the high-level demo so that you understand high-level process from the perspective. And then in the training sessions, we will go in detail with the course content, experience on other modules and all. But just to give you a background, SAP is completely a cloud technology. All right, so everyone have some little knowledge on success factors. So everyone worked on functional consultant and all those things. So coming to the recruiting point of view, so everyone went through the recruitment process every at least one time in a life, right? So what you do, so you go to any of the website and start applying for a job. So where you fill your basic information like first name, last name, your email address, your phone number, your country, city, state of code. So all the basic information you will apply for a job. So once and then based on job description, you will apply for a job and the job is applied, then recruiter will be get in touch with you to start your recruitment journey. So shortlist the candidate, interview scheduling, interview feedback they are giving, and offer approval, offer process, offer negotiation, offer letter, and then they will finally they will initiate your onboarding. And then onboarding is where you will capture all the documents, required legal documents and everything, and then you will be hired for the company. So this is the process, right? So the eye level process is the same. So from recruiting, we will create a requisition. So basically requisition is nothing but there is an opening in the company, there is a position which is vacant, or they are replacing with some resource, they are replacing with a position. So position is created in employee central. Okay, so from position we are trying to create a requisition. So when you're creating a requisition, they'll have a different level of approval flows in the process. So who needs to create the requisition, who needs to approve the requisition, so who is doing what. So basically recruiting point of view is basically what who is doing what. The role is very, very important. It plays a vital role in the process. All right, and then this is complete no, I'm not sure. Okay, this is we have three things. So one is source, and then candidate experience and recruiter experience. So basically for the recruiter experience we call it as recruiting management, whereas candidate experience is called as the recruiting marketing. So we have two things, one is recruiting management and recruiting marketing, two modules we call it as a recruiting point of view. So for RCM, we will handle applicant tracking system, right? Basically we handle applicant tracking system. So let me take a notes. I will just write away the notes over here so that you guys will understand. So basically we have RCM, which is recruiting management. So recruiting management, what it deals with, the recruiting management is nothing but I see some of the people have joined, but I have started the training, guys, so I'm just going with the flow. So RCM with the recruiting management we call, and then RMK we will call it as the recruiting marketing. So what is the difference? What we do with this? What we deal with recruiting management and what we deal with recruiting marketing. So recruiting management, we guys deal with the applicant tracking system. So applicant tracking system is nothing but from the candidate um, applying for the job till the hire, till the ready to hire, or till hire the candidate, we will track everything in the applicant tracking system. So many of the clients, they might be using a different applicant tracking tool, they might be using a different applicant tracking tool, they wanted to switch to SuccessFactors, or many of them doing manually offline, they will collect everything in the manual, and they are updating in the Excel file or something they might be doing. Now they wanted to do implement in the SuccessFactors. So SuccessFactors have their own applicant tracking system. We have our own applicant tracking system that is called as SuccessFactors Recruiting Management. All right, and then which is also called as recruiter experience. We call it as recruiter experience. And then recruiting marketing. So recruiting marketing, we call it as the candidate experience. This is candidate full experience. You can see it here. So what is candidate experience? Means the candidate career site, the site which you're posting the job, the entire career site. It is kind of a website developed, but not so complicated of with any coding. It's just a standard website developer. Website we used to develop for the RMK site, where we have a candidate profile, candidate application, and then talent pool, candidate relationship management functionality, everything related to candidate you see the full experience of the candidate. And there is one more called, which is small module, which is called RP, which is called recruiting posting. This is also part of recruiting management. So the some clients will ask you, I don't want recruiting marketing scope. We don't have recruiting marketing scope. Along with RCM, should I go with recruiting posting? So what is recruiting posting means? Post the jobs in the different job boards. So every client have their job boards. Job boards is nothing but, so you can see Naukri job board, LinkedIn, Monster, Shine. These are the job boards. Okay, so these are the third party job portals. So you can also integrate with SuccessFactors using recruiting management. So if you have a recruiting management standalone, you can go with recruiting posting. So client is saying, hey, I have a job, Naukri job board and LinkedIn job board. So I have a contract with them. I need to enable the recruiting posting. Is it possible without RMK? You can enable for me to post the jobs in their respective job boards. Yes, it is possible. So with the RMK RCM standalone, you can go with recruiting posting. So RMK, many of the clients will be implementing. It's an added advantage for the candidate experience. If you don't have RMK also, only with RCM, you can implement a standalone functionality, standalone module. So it's up to the client requirement, client scope. How do they go with recruiting management, recruiting marketing, and recruiting posting? So entire scope will have the recruiting to on recruiting posting, recruiting marketing. All right. So any question on this high level on RCM? What is RCM? What is RMK? And what is recruiting posting?
No, sir, no.
No.
Perfect. Thank you.
Abhishek,
now-
I have just a quick one. Sorry, I just wanted to understand. I understand this is a demo class, but do you have any example of this career site? For example, the RKM. So for the job posting, you have said that Naukri or LinkedIn or the Sign One. So any example for this RKM?
For RP?
No, RP. I understand that. What about this RMK? Means any example for this RMK?
I'll show you guys. I'll show you.
Okay.
I'll show you now.
Thank you, Abhishek.
What is how RMK looks like? I'll show you. Okay, so this is the RCM high level. So preparation. So you start preparing, you create your requisition, you start preparing your requisition, and then sourcing, where you start sourcing the candidate, start applying, and then screening the candidate based on the resume, based on their skills, based on the competency. You start screening or shortlist the candidate, and then you will go for select the candidate through using interview scheduling or interview functionality. You go with selecting the candidates, and then finally you hire the candidate, and then you onboard the candidate. This is just a high level process. So how RCM works, in the sense, it's called as a strategy planning. So we call it as a strategy planning. So strategy planning is nothing but basically you have a workflow, everything process oriented, everything will be there in the strategy planning. So in the requisition, so what you will have in the requisition, in the sense, you will have, see, there is a position. Okay, I'm gonna tell you example. There is a position, let's say 100001 is a position which is vacant. Now what happens? Hiring manager is coming. I'm telling practically how it happens in the, without, if you just think, forget about success factors, nothing. Practically what happens, right? So hiring manager tells that, okay, there is a position for the senior analyst role. We need someone to onboard this position. We have a project, upcoming project, we need a resource. So hiring manager will tell this to recruiter. So what recruiter will do? Okay, hiring manager tells to recruiter, hey, I have a open position which I need to onboard as soon as possible. Within 2 months, I need to onboard a resource because we have upcoming project. There is some requirement is there. So hiring manager come to know there is a new project is coming on in the team. So they need to add a resource in the team. So hiring manager tells the to the recruiter. So recruiter, what they will do? Okay, you create a requisition and send for us. We will do the approval, and then we will post the job, and then we will start look for a best candidate for the position. So hiring manager creates a requisition. So creating the requisition, there are different ways of creating a requisition. So I'll tell you that in the upcoming things, but they will create a requisition. How they create a requisition? They create a requisition. So what all the details will be there in the requisition, since requisition ID, requisition status, and they have what else they have? They have the job description, job country, position information, all the which location the job has to post, what is the everything, all the details will be there. What is the salary of the position, what is the start date of the position, what is the start date of the requisition, all the details will be there in the requisition detail. The requisition will be created by the hiring manager. Ideally it can be anyone, but generally hiring manager is the one knows they need someone in the team, so they create a requisition and it will go to the recruiter approval. So in between there might be different roles. So very important from RCM point of view is the roles. So we have a standard roles which is offered by SAP. So I will list out this. R as R means recruiter. So before that, R in the sense, before that, originator. So O is called as originator. We call it as originator. R as recruiter. G as hiring manager. And then T as coordinator. And then W as second recruiter. And then we have VP of staffing, Q as VP of staffing. See, these are the standard roles. Okay, so some clients will have all the roles also, but they want to relabel the roles. See, this is all the standard roles. So if you take a very big companies, so they might have so many people. If MNC company, if you take, they will not only recruiter, they'll have a head of HRBP will be there, talent acquisition will be there, second recruiter will be there, first recruiter will be there. There are different people will be involved in the different process. So everyone will have the role. And then V, which is call it as head of approval.
This is Sohaib here. Do we have any kind of limitation on the number of roles?
Yes, correct. So we have a standard roles. So we have 7 roles, which is a standard roles. Only we can use the 7 roles. If the client is saying I want some other extra custom role, you cannot do it. But we have an option of derived roles. I'll tell you what is derived roles. But standard point of view, we have only 7 roles. So in the 7 roles only, there is one more called yes role, which is called sourcer. So now client is telling, I want a talent acquisition. Okay, I want a talent acquisition. Whereas we don't have a talent acquisition, but client is not using VP of staffing anymore. They're not using, they don't have VP of staffing. So what you can do, you can use this Q role as your talent acquisition. You can relabel Q role as a talent acquisition. Like that you can do. But apart, they all use 7 roles. They want 8th role. You cannot use it. We should tell the client that no, this is not possible. We cannot create any custom role. We have only 7 roles which is available in the system. So like that, if you're not using, see, most of the clients will not use all the roles, to be honest, but some clients, the Dubai clients and all, they might use all the roles. They are over using all the roles. They will ask more role also. In that case, we offer a derived roles. So derived roles is nothing but see, originator is there, right? So originator is a one role, one person. Okay, or let's say hiring manager. Hiring manager is the, so Abhishek is the hiring manager. So Abhishek manager will be there, right? So he is the derived role. So hiring manager, we call it as a hiring manager. Hiring manager, you can use this role. So GMM, so hiring manager role also you can use. So these are the derived roles. So there are so much limitation and drawbacks if you use a derived roles, but yeah, still you can use it, the derived roles. But we don't recommend as a best practice. We don't recommend the derived roles unless they want it mandatory. So we always do the standard role. So like that you can use for recruiter manager role. And then you can use originator manager role. So like that you can keep on using, adding the roles with MMM. You can use a derived roles, but this is just for the derived roles. We have so much of limitation in the system, so we always suggest them to go with the standard roles. So what is originator? What is the originator means? Originator means is someone who initiates the requisition. So ideally it can be anyone. So ideally it can be a recruiter or hiring manager, or it can be anyone also. So they say, see, clients say, we have a talent acquisition. Who is the one who creates a requisition? So originator will be your talent acquisition. Though originator is the initiator, we call it as the initiator. Just we cannot use it as an initiator role. So this is the person who creates a requisition and starts sending for the approval process. Okay. Any doubts on the role, the standard roles?
Yes, I have a doubt. In my previous organization, the originator was, HRs only, and it was, then channelized to the functional manager, and who approves the JD, and it will, come back to again for use, for HR use, for sourcing. So is the flow of that particular channel is right? I mean, because you're saying a different thing which I experienced in my previous organization.
Okay. Basically, see, this is just a rules. Okay. Now every client have their different approval process. Okay. See, the manufacturing industry will have a different approval process. Every client have
it was manufacturing only.
Yeah, so it will have a different process. So in that case, see, don't get think more about the roles and all. So just keep these roles. So what they might do, so now originator is the recruiter. Let's say recruiter is the originator who creates a requisition. Okay. So now once he creates a requisition, it will go to the functional manager. So functional manager, I don't have any role here as a functional manager. So what I can use, see, I have not used sourcer role. I don't need sourcer role. Sourcer is the S role, but I don't need to keep as a sourcer. I will take as a yes role, but I will use this as a functional manager. I'll relabel it as a functional manager. So in your system point of view, in your configuration point of view, you are using yes. That means yes, wherever you're giving permission, that is for your knowledge, it's a sourcer. See, the standard knowledge is sourcer. But from front end point of view, if the manager or someone recruiter is saying it's a functional manager, it's not a sourcer, it's a functional manager. But you're using as a S role because sourcer you're not using anywhere. You're relabeling sourcer as a functional manager. So recruiter creates a requisition and then functional manager approves. And once functional manager approves, obviously it will come to the recruiter only finally to post the job. See, most of the companies, recruiter is the one who posts the job, who approves. Final approver will be the recruiter, and it will go to the recruiter to approve and then post the job into the different places. Internal they want to post, external they want to post, different places they wanted to post. The recruiter is the one person who posts the job. So it will come back to the finally to the recruiter, or there might be different things. So hiring manager creates a requisition. So I'm going to use GRMG so that you understand what is in the future. So hiring manager creates a requisition and it will go to the HRBP, and then HRBP will create it goes to the coordinator, and then once coordinator completes, it goes to the talent acquisition. So if talent acquisition is completed, then it will go to the HR manager. Then it will go to HR manager. Once HR manager approves, finally it goes to the recruiter to approve the requisition. This is how the client is telling. This is what I want the workflow. Now what all you use? So G you can use as an hiring manager, and there is no HRBP. So what I can do, I can take yes as a sourcer as an HRBP, and coordinator, I have already coordinator role, so I can use as a T role. And then talent acquisition. So again, talent acquisition, I have two roles vacant. I can use second recruiter, or I can use VP of staffing. So I can use as a W role, which is the second recruiter. And this is a talent acquisition. And then HR manager. So HR manager again. So HR manager means recruiter manager is the HR manager. So I can use as a derived role as RM, or you can use some other role also, like you can use Q role also as an HR manager if you want. And then finally recruiter R role you can use. So like this only you have to relabel something, and you have to achieve the requirement. So these are the pretty standard roles, but according to your client requirement and your client approval flow, it might differs. So if they're telling now I have used all the roles, okay, there is a one more called V role, which is called ad hoc approver. You cannot use this ad hoc approver to anyone, because now there is a functionality called modifier functionality. Now what the recruiter is telling, the client is telling, see, once the talent acquisition approves, okay, I want to add one more person in the approval, which is not in the approval flow. So they have hiring manager, HRBP, coordinator, HR manager, recruiter. Apart from any of this, I want to add one more user. I want to assign it to one more user who needs to approve the requisition before it goes to HR manager. Something they are telling like this. Now what we can use as a V role. V role is nothing but a modifier role. Modifier is nothing but adding someone in the middle of the process, which is not in the approval flow. Adding the approver in the middle of the workflow, who is not a part of approval workflow. So which we call it as a modifier. So for modifier functionality only, we use as a V role, as a ad hoc approver. He will come as an ad hoc basis and he will go. Only will approve only that particular place and he will go. So that's where we have it as a modifier. So you cannot use V role also there. So only Q, W, S, coordinator, hiring manager, recruiter, originator. Totally these 7 roles only you can use it. Got it? Any questions here?
So Abhishek, one quick one. So these roles are based on the user ID. Means what is the granted here? Granted group here means we can put any
Yes,
user
it's
ID
based on the user ID. We can also define a group also, set of recruiters. For one country, they want to have a set of recruiters, and the other country set of have one recruiters. Something group also you can create it.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Apart from these guys, you also have.
What is the difference between group and teams?
I'll tell you now. I'm coming to the point now. So the next one is something that teams operator. So basically team operator. So every role have a team operator. So recruiter team, hiring manager team. So every role have a operator called TM, hiring manager team, recruiter team, sourcer team, coordinator team. You can use it. So in the team, you can create a group. So let's say you can add single user also in the team group. You can add also recruiting team is a field. It's basically a field. So how recruiter is a role, the same way recruiter team is also a field and it's a role. Okay. So let's say you're adding one user. Let's say you're adding Akshay as a one user there in the recruiting team operator. You're granting permission only to one user, means you can use one user also. And what is the benefit if you're using a recruiter team? No, what recruiter have a permission in the system, the same exact permission recruiter team will have the same permission. You will not grant separate any permission in the system. Whatever the recruiter have a same permission, read permission, write permission, the same permission will be granted to the recruiting team. System will automatically takes the replica of the recruiter permission. So if now let's say there are 5 countries are there. So 5 countries has 10 recruiters. All the 5 countries recruiters should see all the requisition. So in that case, you create a group. You create a recruiter UK, recruiter USA, recruiter India. You will create a 5 recruiting groups and you associate the groups in the team field, so that all the groups will be associated in the team. So teams is nothing but a group of people, which is called a team. You can also assign a single user or you can assign this recruiting team with a group of people. So for that, you have to create a group first. Recruiting groups are there. We have to create a group and then you have to associate the group into the recruiter team, so that they will also have access to the requisition. See, they will say, see, I have a recruiter, but I have 10 other recruiters who also need access to the requisition. Only whoever, very, very important thing, guys, whoever in the approval workflow, only they will get the requisition view access. Other person will not. Let's say in your team, 10 recruiters, in the recruiter team, there are 10 recruiters, but there is only one recruiter you will enter in the approval flow. Only that one recruiter only will see the requisition. The rest of 9 recruiters will not see. They will come up with these kind of questions in interview, in the client requirement gathering session. I have 9 recruiters. All my 9 recruiters should see the requisition. So then we suggest a recruiter team field where you can create a group of users in the group and then associate that in the team. That is called a recruiting team operator. So you can use all the roles. You can use a team operator. Got it? Any doubt, guys? Route map. This is called, we call it as a route map. The workflow is just call it as a route map. And then we have this, this is called roles, and this is team operator, and this is derived roles. So basically, best practice, we will not suggest a derived roles. There are some drawbacks out there. I'll tell you in the later part. Okay. Now, coming to recruiting point of view, the process point of view, we have a what is called one second. So any question on this? Any other question? Any doubts?
No question.
Great. Okay. Okay. Now I want to tell about how to create. There are different ways to create a requisition. So different ways to create a requisition. Now the first step in the recruiting process is the requisition only. Without requisition, you cannot do anything, because there is something should be open. The requisition should be open. Then only you will post the job. Your candidate will apply for the job. Then you start the recruitment journey of each candidate. Recruiter will play around with the candidates. So whoever they're in the operators, whoever they're in the roles, they will start. So all about the requisition main thing. So there are different ways to create a requisition. So first thing is you create a requisition with a blank template. So with a blank template, you can create a requisition, and then you can have a job using job families and roles. So I'll tell you what is this job families and roles. We can create with that as well. And then you can create with the position management. So basically, everyone will, if they have implemented EC, they will go with the position management only. So they can create all the requisition through position arc chart. So basically, why they are using to create a requisition position arc chart means, in position, most of the information will be there, like their job title, their department, division, cost center, location, and the hiring manager, recruiter. So most of the information they will maintain in the position level. So if they create a requisition from position arc chart, some of the information will automatically flow to the requisition. We have an integration which is called position management rule. We have a business rule for that. Position management to requisition integration. This is an integration piece where we will have this functionality where they can create a requisition from position to requisition. So some clients, they don't have EC. Okay, they don't have EC. They have only RCM. They want to implement only RCM and onboarding. In that case, they can go with to create a blank template. There is a go with the job families and role, and they can also duplicate they can copy the existing requisition. There are one client I worked with. They have a SAP on-premise. Okay, they wanted to create a requisition. So there is a info type called 1107. Which is open in the SAP side. This is on-premise side. They have a 1107 info type. If there is any vacant in 10101, then requisition should create in the SuccessFactors. So that is also possible. That this is very rare scenario. So far my 6 years of experience, I have only implemented one of the client where this requisition create in SuccessFactors with the SAP from SAP. The data all will flow from SAP to SuccessFactors, but this is very rare scenario. No of them now not using on SAP on-premise, but mostly we use this fourth thing. But very frequent people will use position management, position to requisition integration. If the client doesn't have EC, then go for the blank template. So job families and roles are nothing but we have a job profile builder integration. So we have a separate concept called job profile builder. So job profile builder is nothing but, so every job code is nothing but, see, if you take a one job, okay, what all the features will be there? You will have a job code, job data, job title, job family, job role. See, job role, job families is nothing but, let's say, example, analyst. So business analyst, this is the job title, business analyst. So this business analyst comes from which department, which family department. The family is it is belongs to analyst family. So analyst means which role it depends to. It depends to the administrative or something like technology, something whatever they have a job, families and roles they'll have. But I'll show you what is role, what is family. Everything will be there in the system. I'll show you that. But just to understand you, there's a way where we can integrate with the job profile builder. Job profile builder is nothing but integrate with the job families and roles. From that also they can create a requisition. All right, any questions? Any question on creating the requisition base?
The point number three that you mentioned for the integration, do we need CPI or how will the integration work?
So basically for position management, we use a business rule, using business rule, not integration center or CPI, nothing. Using a normal business rules. In EC, we will integrate this with the position management to requisition integration.
So there is a default function in EC that bring positions from SCM.
Yes, correct. We will write a rule. We will write a business rules there. Correct.
Okay.
Great. Any other question? Okay, got it. This is high level on the RCM point of view. Okay, I don't want to go with the in detail with the process content wise. It takes a lot of time, but you understand what is role, what is features and everything, right? So now we will see in the next training session going what is creating the requisition, what is happening, what is our approval flow, how to configure everything. We will see it here in the detail. Okay. Now coming to the posting point of view. So here posting, we have different posting, guys. So once job requisition you created, it's everyone is approved. Now next what? Next is the posting functionality. So we have different posting. One is called internet posting. So internal posting or intranet posting. They call it as an intranet posting. And then we have external posting or corporate posting. And then internal private posting. The third one is internal private posting. The fourth one is external private posting. And fifth one is agency posting. And the last one is the recruiting posting. Okay. These are the different levels of posting. So internal posting, intranet posting is nothing but you post a job internally. See, every company have your internal job portal, right? So you post a job internally and then you can apply for a job and then you can move from one position to other position or one location to other location. You can do it. So that is called internal job posting. So this is called post the job internally in your career site. Internally, company within the company, you're posting the job. Okay, the next one is called external posting, which is called as corporate posting. This is the where you post the job in the career site. This is the RMK site where you will post a job in the RMK site. So I will show you what is RMK, how it looks. I'm gonna give you show you the example. This is a client, one of the client I have implemented for RMK. Okay, Dawn Food is a client. So this is a US client. Okay, so for them we have implemented the RMK. So this is a career site. This is for the Dawn Foods career site. You see, this is the RMK site, guys. So this is where we integrate with the SuccessFactors RCM and RMK. It is integrated. So if you have an RMK, your website will be jobs.thecompanyname.com or careers.companyname.com. This is the domain name. Everything we will configure in the RMK functionality. So here you can see they have a nice logo and the header and they have a search jobs. If you click on jobs, search job where you can see all the jobs which are posted right now. Recently today they have posted these many jobs. So if you click on the job things, you see the job description, the job location, everything is this is all coming from SuccessFactors. RCM, the job role, job description, everything will come from RCM to RMK. The requisition ID, date, everything. So entire things here, everything like view profile, this entire website you develop. This is the RMK, this is a candidate experience, how candidate can easily attract your career site and start applying for the job. See, there are hundreds of candidates visiting your website. Okay, all 100 candidates will not apply for a job, right? So maybe like 5 or 6 people out of 100, only 5 or 6 people will apply for a job. So you need to attract a candidate. Okay, I don't need to waste a time for the candidate because I don't have time, because I have to look for multiple jobs. I don't need to waste on your website. So you have to make easy for the candidate to apply for a job. Okay, what I will do, I'll come here. Okay, I see I am looking a job in the Chicago. I'll just click on the Chicago where I can see 10 jobs are opening. In the Chicago, I'm looking in a different Kenosha or Olathe or Columbia, somewhere I'm looking somewhere there. I'll click on the job. I'll see, okay, this is the class driver. This is, if it is my job, okay, then I will apply. Otherwise, I'll not apply. So I'll just skip your jobs. So instead of clicking search jobs and then going one by one, because they have 39 pages of jobs, you cannot go look by one by one. So this is the easy way where you can search a job. So this is all the entire career site functionality where you can easily find. If not, I don't have find any proper job, but I'm very interested to join Dawn Foods, I will just go with the talent community. So talent community is nothing but where I have basic information like my first name, my last name, my email address. I'll upload my resume. I'll tell I'm very interested in the digital and IT department, and I will concern to the email alert, and then I will submit it. So what happens, my information will be stored in the SuccessFactors candidate database. So in case in future any of the openings available for I'm looking for IT industry, then recruiter will might get in touch with me. So that's where they will fill the joint talent community. So this is just you will be get in touch with the recruiter later. Your record will be stored in the database, because all hundreds of candidates will not apply for a job. So maybe at least some 20 candidates will fill the data joint talent community for the future purpose, and 5 or 6 candidates might apply for a job. So that's why you have to attract the candidate who's for the the RMK. This is, if you don't have RMK, right, it is a very standard website. Standard, nothing will be there. No color, no font, no nothing. It's very standard. The candidate will not even attract for that. See, basically now everything into digital, right? So people will be so much attracted on their colors and fonts and everything, getting more on the company benefits. What benefit you're offering to the candidate? If I join your company, what all the benefit you'll offer? They'll tell what is about career, what is about Dawn, what they're telling something more about Dawn, so that I get my interest. What are the benefits they'll give? You'll get a health account, flexible spending health account, vision, paid or time off, parental leave you get. So these are the benefits I get, right? These all candidates should go through before join to a company. So you wanted to do this masala items and all, then you should go for the recruiting marketing functionality. This is called an external job posting. Yes.
So, Abhishek, I have one question here. So for this designing of this career site, for example, Down and all, the logo and all. So this is something we are going to do in the RCM portal only, right? In the RKM portal or in the RCM site, basically.
We have a career site builder separate access, not a we have a command center, it's a separate access, but in SuccessFactors system only we have a career site builder concept, where in the career site builder concept we will enable the logo, we'll upload the image, font, the components. This is all called as component, the search component, text component, job component. So we will enable all the components, and then we will design it in the SuccessFactors only, not on a separate portal.
Okay. So this is something bundled within RCM only, right?
Yep. Yes, correct. Within SuccessFactors only. Okay. So this is wherever you are posting externally, it will come to the RMK site. Okay, it will come to here. It will come here. If I post external in the RCM, the job will come here. Okay. All right, and then we have internal private posting and external private posting. Okay, this is mostly we don't use, but generally if very big companies or they are looking for the VP, Vice President role, or a President role, or CEO role. So these kind of thing you will not post it publicly. So they don't want to post the job publicly. They wanted to share the link with someone to apply for this job. It's a higher level position, top management roles. You're opening and you don't want to post the job internally or externally. Privately, you don't want to post. You want to show, you don't want to post public. You want to make it very private. You just create a requisition and you will post internally private or external private for the external people, and then you share a link with the candidate. The candidate will go and apply for the job. So that's for the internal and external private posting. We don't use this internal external private posting at all. And then we have an agency posting. Agency is also very important. So every companies have a different agency. Let's say X company has 5 agencies, A, B, C, D, E, 5 agencies. Agency is nothing but that they are the consultants, you know, right? The third party consultant. So if you're looking for any MNC company, let's say if you're applying for Infosys, you don't get a direct call from Infosys. You get a call from consultancy. We are talking from so and so consultancy, and we are looking for this role. Are you interested? So those are the agency people. So agency people will have access to the candidates, so that they will take care of the agency thing. So agency also will have a different portal where they will see the jobs which are posted. They will only submit the candidate, or submit or apply the candidate on behalf of candidate. Agency only will do all the things. That is called the agency posting. I'll tell you in the agency concept. But agency also we have a and clients also using agencies. So X client will have different agencies. So they wanted to use an agency access. And then we have recruiting posting. This is what I said, post the job in the different job board. Post the job in the different job boards, respective job boards, where the respective job board is nothing but the LinkedIn, Naukri, Monster, etc., etc. Every countries have a different job boards. So here you have 2 things, guys. One is called free job board. One is called paid job board. So SAP offers you 2 job boards in recruiting posting. One is called free job boards. One is a paid job board. So free job boards, you can just enable it without anything needed. You just enable and then you can use it. Whereas paid job board, the client should have a contract with them. If it's paid job board, the client should have a contract with them. They have to share the contract ID and all. So they should have a proper contract. Then only you can enable the proper paid job board. If they don't have a contract, if they're asking paid job board, you cannot enable. Paid job board is something client should have a proper contract. And also they have one more advantages for the paid job board is like they have a recruiter credit slot, something we call. Okay, credit slot is nothing but, see, it's a paid job board. Okay, so for every 1 month you can only post six jobs, 6 requisition only. You cannot post more than job. If you're exceeding, you have to pay more. Something they have a credit slot limit is there. So that is something that not dealing with SuccessFactors, they are dealing with their respective job board. Let's say LinkedIn is saying, hey, you're taking a paid subscription. In the paid subscription, in the next 1 year of your paid subscription, you can post only 12 jobs in the SuccessFactors. You cannot post more than 12 jobs. If you post more than 12 jobs, then you have to pay more in the subscription. Something they'll charge in addition. That is something credit slot and all is there. So we need to check very carefully how much credit slots, how many things and all, because tomorrow what happens, you implement and you will go, okay, then they will cross more than 12 job boards, 12 jobs. 13th job they will post and say, this is not working, I cannot post the job to the respective job board. Why? Can you please investigate why this is happening? They will raise a ticket or error bug, they'll raise a defect. So then we have to be very careful communication with them. See, you have a paid job board, this is a credit slot is 12 job board, only 12 jobs only you can post the job. If you're exceeding this, you cannot post the job. So something you have to very careful while implementing the paid job boards. But I'll tell you what are all the credit slots. We have so many things there, but just in high level, I'm telling this might happen in the real time. Practically, I faced these kind of issues in the project. Okay, see guys, from client perspective, they are very layman. They don't know SuccessFactors at all. They are coming first time to the application. They might be using some manual process they might come into the SuccessFactors. Some clients are very knowledgeable client, where they might use different applicant tracking. They might use some job wide applicant tracking system. They want to come to SuccessFactors. So they will expect whatever they see there, they want to expect everything in SuccessFactors. See, everything is not possible in SuccessFactors. Some of the flaws and limitations are there, but obviously SAP is giving you a best practices that the client can use in the recruiting management and recruiting marketing point of view. Okay, any question on recruiting, posting, RMK, the posting point? No questions?
Abhishek, regarding this internal and external private posting, sorry, I missed that. I think you already explained it, right? Internal private posting and external.
So internal and external private posting is nothing but, see, there is a top management position, right? Like vice president, or vice president left the job, or they are replacing a vice president, or they wanted to replace a CEO or something. They wanted to do it in the top management, right? They don't want to post the job publicly. They want to post very private to only to the candidate, and they will apply for the job. So what they will do, they will go with the internal private posting, and they post the job and take the link, and they will share the link to the candidate to apply. So it's very private to the candidate and the recruiter, not with everyone.
Okay. And this,
For agency posting, you give credentials to the agency and they
Yes,
then register.
correct.
How
They
it
will log in.
works?
So basically for agency, they have to provide the agency IDs, agency details, everything for us. Okay, we have to configure in the backend. So, and then once the agency user, everything we will give, we will have a reset password there. We will reset the password in the system only for all the agency users with respective agencies. So they will get an email notification, where agency will get an email notification, and then they will reset the password, and then the link, everything we will share in the email template, email notification. So then agency will log in with the link, and then they will access the agency portal. I'll show you practically in the system how agency works, how agency we add in the system, how agency will log in their portal.
Okay.
Abhishek, for this internal and external private posting, as you said that it will generate the URL basically, right? So how that system generates that URL?
See, basically for internal, external posting also, everything it will generate a URL automatically. Okay. Basically we will configure the URL generation in the recruiting sites. Okay. I'll tell you, we will configure is a standard point of view. It will generate the URL. You don't need to do anything. We will just enable the recruiting site configuration in the backend. Based on that, the URL will generate automatically.
Okay. So mostly on the configuration side, no business rule and all, nothing is required.
No business rule. I'll tell you, it's just a configuration. Just you have to enable the internal external posting website. That's it. Okay, guys, and very important from recruiting point of view, it's completely communication will be the email communication to the candidate, to the recruiter, everything. So if candidate accepts offer, candidate declines offer, candidate negotiates offer, or recruiter sends interview to the candidate, everything will be in the email communication. Email communication completely to the email chat. There is a way also, some clients, they will go with the SMS thing. SMS is also possible. But again, SMS is a paid thing. We can integrate with SMS. SMS is also a paid communication, but there is a one drawback on the SMS is the candidate cannot revert back to the recruiter. Only one way SMS is going. That means from recruiter can send. So once the candidate apply for a job, from recruiter point of view side, it will go, thank you for applying for a job. Then recruiter will say, hey, tomorrow is your interview, so and so date. Something recruiter will send. Then recruiter will send you, the candidate says that, okay, this is your offer letter, please click and approve the offer letter, something. This is all one-way communication. The candidate will not revert back the SMS. You cannot resend the SMS from the candidate side. So that one drawback is there, and that is a paid subscription. It's a paid one. If the client is opting SMS, they're saying I need SMS to go through, then it's a paid thing. So again, there is a drawback for SMS, like they will send like 40 or 50 SMS per day, something is there. Only this is a possible. And There is a subscription name we have, which is called as what it is called as. I forgot the name, guys. There is a subscription name. You have to take not subscription. This is a vendor name. From that vendor only you have to take. You cannot use other third-party vendor. See, client might have some other third-party vendor SMS. They say we want to integrate that with SuccessFactors. That is not possible. You cannot integrate. Only SAP offer one vendor. Is I think is Snap or something. I forgot the name. I'll tell you tomorrow. There is a snitch or something. There is a name, guys. I can't remember now. That vendor only. They can subscribe. They can take the subscription and they can go with the SMS integration. If you're using other SMS integration vendor which their client is using, you cannot integrate with SuccessFactors. It will throw error in the configuration when you're updating the credentials, subscription credentials. So, and there are so much of flaws, drawbacks are there. So don't, as a best practice, don't suggest if the client only coming for you and tell, I need SMS, we have a contract, and we need a contract, and we need to go for SMS only. That's how we are following. Then you can integrate with the SMS integration with the SMS for the notification. If not, best thing you can go with the email. So email is a very good communication chat for recruiting, even onboarding. I'm telling. Email is a good communication where they can send, revert back everything. They can do it whatever they want. They can have custom number of email template they can create and they can assign it and they can generate the email. And one more drawback for onboarding SMS integration won't work. Only RCM we have this email, both SMS will be there, but for onboarding only email. There is no SMS integration for onboarding. Just FYI, I'm saying, but the main email communication is notification will be with the email of the candidate, with the recruiters, everything with the email only. And if they say email, okay, can we go with the Outlook? Because now everyone using the Outlook business email, all the companies might using, right? So they will come with the Outlook. Can I integrate with the Outlook? So that all my interview scheduling, notification, everything will be integrated with the Outlook. Is it possible? Yes, we can go with the Outlook integration. But you can do it. But Microsoft Teams or Zoom or something other than Outlook, you cannot integrate. Only right now, you can integrate with the Outlook. You can schedule the interview. Basically, Outlook, when it comes in the sense, when you schedule the interview to the candidate, recruiter schedules the interview to the candidate. You can schedule and then automatically through the Outlook calendar, they will update because there are a lot of interviews, right? If it is an MNC companies and all, there are a lot of interviews. So per day, they might schedule like 10, 15 interviews. So they want to get a track of it. So for that, they want to integrate with the Outlook. Yes, that is possible. But they say, no, we are not, we are very flexible with the Teams calendar or Zoom calendar. Is there a way that you can integrate with? That is not possible. Only through Outlook integration, we can do that. Got it? Any question on RCM, recruiting, posting, recruiting, marketing, high level point of view? Understand the process, at least high level, at least 5% you understand what is RCM, what all the we will cover. We have in depth, we will see, we haven't seen detail by topic wise topic. We have job requisition, we have application, profile, interview scheduling, interview central, all these things we have, competencies, question libraries. There are so many things are there, but at least 5% in the high level point of view. Are you okay?